The Dershow.
Good news for three Israeli families, hostages. Three beautiful daughters were returned, and they thankfully seem to be in reasonable health. We don't know what health they're actually in psychologically. That only time will tell, and what happened to them. They were given little goodie bags as they left, souvenir bags, a photograph of them, a graduation certificate saying you have graduated from being a hostage. I think Israel should respond to that by giving little goodie bags to all the prisoners it releases, containing useful items like cell phones and pagers, and maybe they'll try to use them when they get out to celebrate their freedom. No, it's absurd. It's absurd. And it's absurd for Israel to be extorted into releasing, for example, one guy who's being released not only murdered two people, but raped one of the guards that was guarding him in the prison and threatened to kill her if she told him in. He's now going to be walking the streets. Is that good for Palestinians? I'm not so sure. I mean, he didn't rape this guard because she was Israeli. He raped her because she was a woman, and other murderers and mass murderers. Not a good deal. Everybody's taking credit for it. Biden says, without me, it wouldn't have happened. Trump says, without me, it wouldn't have happened. And they're both right. I think it required a combination of the two of them, but I think Trump was the motivating force behind what happened. And without him, it definitely would have happened. Certainly not at this time. Once Trump got into office and got elected, it probably would have happened because Trump's threat, promise, indication that all hell would break loose if the hostages weren't released. Well, they weren't all released, but at least the process has begun. 3 this week, 4 next week. We'll find out how many of them are alive. We don't know how many of the 95 that were left over. Remember, originally, so many were captured and some were released, but we don't know how many would be released. But again, don't ever call it a deal or a negotiation any more than you would call a man holding a gun to your head saying your money or your life, and you give him money. That's not a deal. That's not a negotiation. That's an armed robbery. That's an extortion. And so we should never dignify what happened by calling it a deal. We know President Trump loves deals. His big bestseller was The Art of the Deal. I know because it was being edited at the same time. My bestseller, The Best Defense, was being edited by the same editor. And I remember the editor showing me the cover, the Trump book cover, and Trump saying, no, there wasn't enough gold on the cover. It turned out he was right. The book sold lots and lots and lots of copies.